The European Union has agreed to expand sanctions on Iranian producers of drones and missiles following Tehran's unprecedented attack on Israel. European Council President Charles Michel announced this while speaking with the press. The bloc already has multiple sanctions in place against Iran, including for selling drones to Russia for use in its war against Ukraine. We have more in this report.
The European Union says it has agreed to broaden the sanctions on Iranian producers of drones and missiles after Tehran's attack on Israel. European Council President argues that it is very important to do everything to isolate Iran.
We have a special attention for the situation of Cyprus, especially the UN settlement process. And you will see our conclusions on Turkey. And finally, the Middle East, we had an in-depth debate one more time. We agreed on a common position. And what are the main points? First, we condemn this attack launched by Iran against Israel. We have decided to put in place sanctions against Iran. This is a clear signal that we want to send. And we also want to do everything to protect the civilians. Each civilian life matters. We call on the release without any conditions of all hostages. We call on a ceasefire, an immediate ceasefire, and we want the humanitarian access for the people in need in Gaza.
The U.S. on its part has hinted it will impose its own new penalties in the coming days. The EU's new sanctions were agreed during a summit in Brussels, which marked the first meeting between the bloc's 27 leaders since Iran's direct assault on Israel on Saturday. Recall that the attack involved more than 300 missiles and drones fired from Iran, Iraq, Syria and Yemen, which were mostly downed by Israel and its allies. Tehran has maintained it was retaliation for a presumed Israeli airstrike on its consulate in Syria on April 1st, in which 13 persons were killed. Israel, which appears to have countered with a diplomatic offensive so far, has not ruled out a response, but world leaders have continued to urge restraint in a bid to prevent a wider conflict in the Middle East. Israel has called on its allies to sanction Tehran's missile program and for the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, a major military and political force in Iran, to be designated a terrorist organization. The EU has a wide range of measures in place which target Iran over its human rights abuses, nuclear proliferation activities, and military support for Russia.
Still in the Middle East, at least 11 persons, including 5 children, have been killed in the latest Israeli strikes on southern Rafah, where